Hello, this is Solomon Davis from Right Side Trading, where you can learn to trade on the right side with confidence. Today is November 27th, 2016, and this is my weekly trade review, where I review my NASDAQ trade, trading one contract on the 9:30 open. If it's green, we trade up. If it's red, we trade down. We look to lose no more than 5 points. We look to make 10 points or more. But first of all, let me let you know this is not a trade recommendation. This is all for educational purposes only. Let me bring up our disclaimer and read this, completely. The thing is, discuss with your significant other, your financial advisor, and see if trading is something suitable for you. Because trading, you can lose money. You will lose money. Um, like our products and services are solely for educational purposes only. Read this, read this, read this. Um, Also, check out our YouTube page where this video will be posted at, and other videos are there with other stuff that we do. But let's jump right on into the trades. And I actually changed things up a little bit. Let me start. Boom. As I say, this is our weekly trade review, November 27, 2016, for the week of November 21st through November 25th. And the way I change things up, I'm going straight into my market review. Because one of the things that I notice with a lot of traders, they're too focused down on the details. They're too narrowed down on what's happening right there, right now, and not seeing the big picture. In trading, even day trading, you need to understand the big picture and what's actually happening out there in the market, where the market is at overall. It helps you identify what trades you want to take, what trades you want to pass on. With that said, the NASDAQ, in my opinion, is in an uptrend. Even though we're back at that top again. On the weekly, we're at that top, and on the monthly, we are at that top. Now I think we are at that point where the NASDAQ can break that top. We've consolidated long enough here at this point where I think we are ready to break the top. See if it's going to happen. It might not happen next week. It might be a couple of more weeks down the road. But as we can see, this market definitely is having a hard time going down. Let's take a closer look at the charts, and you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Let me bring the charts back up. This is a chart of the QQQ, which is based off the NASDAQ. QQQ, NASDAQ 100 are all the same. The composite, NASDAQ composite, is different. I want to make sure everybody understands that. The NASDAQ composite is 250 stocks or more. And but QQQ and the NASDAQ, what we trade, what I trade, is that 100. It's the NASDAQ 100. So that's why I can compare these two, this NASDAQ 100 and QQQ. I am comparing apples to apples. Comparing the NASDAQ 100 to the composite is not comparing apples to apples. And now we're looking at a monthly chart and on QQQ. And this is the high that we are seeing that this market is fighting. This is that 2000 high back in March of 2000. We still haven't broke that high yet. And I got this other level down here where we first came, when we first did our drop. We actually made a pull back up to this area, then fell from there and never came to that level again. That's why I have that level up there also identified. So I expect us to stay in this range, until we break that range on QQQ. And on the monthly chart. And as you can see, that monthly candle, let me zoom in now. That monthly candle is green. We are pushing up, just like we did a couple of months ago. So, but we're almost here at the end of the month again. We got to see, okay, next month, will we finally break that top or not? We just have to wait and see. Let's take a look at the weekly chart. On the weekly chart, again, this is QQQ and all that we're looking at. And on the weekly chart, was doing that pullback. We came down here to this area where I thought was support, and it ended up being support, and we're back up here to this top again. Let's see if this time we can finally break this top and all. And now let's just take a quick look at the NASDAQ, the NQ, what we're actually trading, and see what it looks like. I got a lot of text and stuff on there for the review. Excuse me. As you can, let me just say hide all drawings. As you can see, We're not just like on QQQ on this. We're just about at that top. And let me zoom out a little bit. Thing is, this doesn't go back as far as QQQ. That's why I use QQQ. So I can see, okay, what is this market fighting? On the QQQ chart, you can see what this market is fighting. So that's where we're at. Okay, and now let's take a quick look. We'll take a quick look at the daily. Let's see that action there. And now on the daily, you get to see one of my other charts and how I predict some of my ranges. But as you can see, it's not too much to see here. Just going up, and at the end of last week, we were coming back there, but we still got a top here to actually break a couple tops. That 49.25 area is going to be the area to break. So that's all I really want to show on that for my weekly trade review. And let's go back. Oh, I don't want to do that. I want to bring my PowerPoint back up. Let me minimize that. So, like I said on the weekly trade review, on my market review, NASDAQ comp are different. Number one, it's one of the things that I want to point out. And the NASDAQ is, to me, it is in an uptrend. I should have took a look at this comp. The weekly is at the top and the monthly is at the top. Now for the trades. Okay, this NASDAQ morning trade is a future trade using one contract. I'm trading the 9:30 open. A 5-minute candle is what I'm looking at. A red candle, we trade down, we sell. A green candle, we buy. We're looking to trade up. We look to lose no more than 5 points. We look to profit 5 points or more. And my profit target usually is 10 points. On November 21st, it was up and was good for 10 points. On November 22nd, it was up. It was only good for 5 points. We'll be taking a closer look at that. Or you got stopped out if you played strictly by the basic rules. On November 23rd, it was down and it was good for 10 points. On November 24th, it was a holiday, no trading. But I would still take a look at the chart and see what it is, because there was some trading, but I just didn't trade. On November 25th, was down and stopped out. But we'll take a look at that a little closer too and see exactly what I did. You'll see that I may be still going to trade. But let me bring back up this right here, and let me hide that. As you can see, if you freeze it long enough, you'll see that I'm long. I got long at 58.75, and that's where I stand right now. But that's not important. The important thing is education for you and how to see this market. I need to show all drawings. There we go. Now let's go back to Monday. Is this Monday? Nope, one more day. Here's Monday. Okay, then the only indicator that I really like using, you see I do have other indicators, but for this trade and for this lesson and for this education that I'm trying to give here and get you to see how to see this market and how it works, all I have on my chart are the pivots. And the pivots that I'm using are the pivots that are on the Thinkorswim platform that are called S as in Sam, B as in Victory, E as in Elephant pivots. And I just have them set for the daily. And on Monday, it's up good for 10 points. There's my entries and stops. And target, we never did touch the stop. This was good for 10 points or more very easily. You could have had the target all the way up here for this pivot. And once you had got past that pivot, even on this pullback, you may have got stopped out on your first 10 points. But again, once you learn to trade this strategy, if you're looking at this strategy, you'll see how these trades work around these pivots. On the next day, Tuesday, we were up. I'm looking at something and something doesn't look right. We were up, but only got 5 points because this thing didn't really go a full 10 points. And the thing was, you didn't quite get there on here, I remember. And the thing is, if you didn't get yourself, if you did hang on to that trade, a lot of times the way I do my trades, I end up managing my trade by moving my stop out. You would have got stopped out maybe at 5. And if you didn't get stopped out at 5, you never really got stopped out on this trade, on this pullback. But the next time it went up, and if you didn't take your profit this time after it double topped, and you didn't take profit or even on the pullback, you did end up getting stopped out on this trade. So that's the thing you got to learn, especially when pivots are as wide as they were that day. You learn to take your profit when it's there. Next day, and let me go back to auto. On this day, this was down. This is the 23rd. Yeah, this is the 23rd. It was down and good for 10 points or more. There's your entries, your stops. You never was nowhere close to your stop. And this thing did finally make it down here and got you where you got your 10 points. You had to get below 38, I remember, on this trade in order to get your 10 points. And if you was brave enough, the pullback never came close to your stop, and it did finally come all the way down here, as you can see, to a pivot. And all of you would have made your money on the downside. And you could have reversed your trade for the next best play. On this trade, this was the holiday, I believe. This is the 24th. The 24th was a holiday, so it's no trade. Don't like trading no holidays. But I think I did put out there, I don't know if I actually posted it out there, but I said on holidays you just trade up. See, like all the sellers, they're not trading, seem like on holidays, and a lot of times on those days, it's like it's more than often the market ends up trending upward. But it was a no trade for us. And then on Friday, the same thing. You see this market bouncing like this, bouncing like this, bouncing like this. Then it gives you a signal on the downside, and it hasn't been able to break these bottoms. Do you trade it up or do you trade it down? Although it gave us a signal for trading it down, so if we based on the basic strategy, you traded this thing down and you were stopped out. But based on what you saw earlier on my chart, I ended up getting in this trade a little bit up here. I don't get in these trades as soon as they break pivot, because I don't know if this thing is going to turn around and actually break these bottoms and go down lower. But I took a risk based on getting in here around 58 and looking for this market to go up to about here, around 60, right around here, 63 or something. That's all. 58, I'm looking a lot of times to get 5 points on my trade, breaking those stops and going higher. It did come to those stops, but it didn't pull back. But I'm still in the trade, because I didn't get in over here. I got in. I know I got in later around this time frame on here. After that dip, I didn't play that. I ended up playing this over here on my trade, and I did go through this, no problem, and I'm still in my trade. Another thing that I'm doing here is a weekly summary. For the week, it was a $400 week on the plus side. Monday, you were good for $200. Tuesday, you were good for $100. Wednesday, you were good for another $200. On Thursday, it was a no trade. On Friday, you actually lost $100. And that's why I say in trading, you will lose money. But you hope on the thing is on the big picture. If you have a good strategy, you should come out ahead. No, so that's all I really want to say on the trade review. Probably a little bit longer than normal, but I want to start changing things up and start adding a little bit more information in. So like I said, on Monday it was up for 10, Tuesday up for 5 or stopped, on Wednesday down for 10, Thursday Thanksgiving, happy Thanksgiving, was no trade, and on 25th was down and stopped out. So that's it. This is Solomon from Right Side Trading, where you can learn to trade on the right side with confidence. Check out our YouTube page where this video will be posted. Please subscribe to our channel where you can catch these videos every week when we put them out here. Thank you for watching. Talk to you later. Have a great week trading. Bye.